Hello, everybody. We're approaching Mini. It's time to lock in or
I agree,
something.
or something.
Would you say that it's our last chance to lock in?
Sure.
Sorry, bad joke.
Hmm. I can't say I understand that joke. I assume it's a reference to something
Oh,
that I don't
I
know.
was just riffing on LCQs or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay. I guess I should say this part because so earlier today I found out that this RC qualifies to not PT Vegas, the one after PT Vegas,
PT
which I believe is
Atlanta.
in yeah. Um, uh, as a corollary to this fact, I found out that I am not qualified for this RC. So, however, I like my deck, so I'm gonna like go and try to play this deck. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. You don't just like randomly have a qualification. Do you not play RCQs randomly?
No.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Um, I have faith in your ability to win an LCQ with a strong deck, you know?
Hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, famously, you are qualified because you like famously top aided. One more like the Nadu PT.
Yes, I believe I'm qualified through that. I believe I also am qualified through I think I played an RCQ at some point just randomly, just for fun. Wait, no, but I probably didn't take the invite if I played an RCQ. I think I kept like having chances where I could qualify and then like turning them down, like splitting finals. Or I know for VML champs that would have qualified for this RC, but I had the invite passed down instead.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah. Anyways, well, do you want to explain what we're doing today?
Okay, so as late as Sunday, I was feeling really bad about every deck, and then on Monday I had an idea. Was Monday yesterday? Yes, yesterday I had an idea. Um, uh, I think Cottagin is really nice in blue red. Um, it like is like the perfect alternate set to the cutter. Like all these other cards have problems, and they don't do anything on their own. Like you still need like cast, but you still need like cast spells after them, have spells to cast after them or something. And then like how did you just like you just play it and it's huge and it also flies, which it differs from some other sets like I don't know like Tolarian Interior like which does not fly and therefore you can block it or whatever. Um, and also you can't cast that one until like turns like 5 or whatever. How does it you can just cast on turn 3, and then um, it's like if your opponent casts like I don't know Magebane Lizard or like High Noon or like Temporary Lockdown or like um any sort of card that is good against Corey Steel Cutter, you just have a huge flying creature and you'll beat them with it. I think it fixes like most problems. The only thing about Howdy-Jin is that it's a little bad in the mirror because costing 3 mana is a little it's like the bounce spells are already very good in the mirror in my head, I feel so. Um, I think that's what like even against red, I think Howdy-Jin is nice because it's good against Major and Lizard, and it's also just like being huge is nice. But in the mirror, it might be a little bad. But I think it's like really really good in like every other matchup. So I'm pretty excited about this Howdy-Jin attack, I guess. And then like the other threats, show off is like the closest thing to Jin. Like Swiftier and Hatcher are mostly for like mirrors or red mirrors. Like Hatcher is like pretty bad against decks that are not relying on red removal, but against decks that are playing using red removal, I think it's like really, really good. I think it's like exceptional in the mirror. I think. Swiftspear is like it's just like the only thing it does is like it reduces your it tries to count to 20, but like also like in matchups where that good, where that is important. For example, the mirror, it's like pretty efficient at doing so because it's not like that strong on turn one. Its strength is that like at some point, if you have a Swiftspear, then you can spend 1 mana and it will be worth a decent amount of damage. And then Shoff is like against like the slower decks, it's like useful to have. So currently we have like a very scientific split of 1-1. This split could change, obviously, but like, yeah, I don't know. I think Howdy Djinn is like clearly the best threat, but like it's a little bad in the mirror, and I want some other stuff in the mirror. So yeah, Shoff is also bad in the mirror, but like sometimes you like want a hasty thing in the slow matchup too. So.
How do you feel about the very specific claim that Howdy Djinn is bad versus otters?
This could be true. It also could not be true.
Have you considered that otters is the mirror, and therefore it should fall into the same category of bad in the mirror?
I would say Howdy Djinn is like not necessarily like. I would say Howdy Djinn is like not like extreme, like it's only a little bad in the mirror, you know. Like okay, currently I'm not even mapping out all of them.
Let me raise a different point for you. You said all of the cards that are good versus Cutter are bad versus Djinn. May I introduce to you the card Pick Your Poison?
I see. Fair enough.
I think this is a good direction for the deck right now. If for some reason some green decks started being widely played and like people were putting but no one plays like any green decks right now really. But like if people put green in their deck, one of the natural cards you might want to play versus Cutter is the card Pick Your Poison, and that might be bad news for Howdy Djinn. But given that right now no one plays green except for otters, it's probably fine.
In response to the harmonized spell thing, so like I did try Unending Whisper, and it does have a really nice synergy with Howdy Djinn, in that like if you cast Howdy Djinn, it's very likely that you will be able to tap Howdy Djinn immediately and cast Whisper for 1 mana. However, when I played with it, it just didn't like. It felt like a little bit too awkward. Like,
so
in the end,
it's like not even that strong, right? Like, you've built your own 2 mana draw 2, right?
Yeah.
Like, you could play Ren's Resolve or Charter Course or something for that. Like, obviously, you get like 2 Prowess triggers or whatever, but like it has awkwardnesses too.
Yes, and also like. You're basically locked into casting it on the turn you cast Djinn, because like if your Djinn is untapped on any other turn, you probably want to attack with it, or block with it or something. And that means that like if you want to block with it Djinn on that turn, then you probably just can't cast this with forever. So yeah. At the beginning, I was like, you should play 4 Ren's Resolve, and now I'm down to 2 Ren's Resolve. Sometimes you have to like admit your mistakes a little bit, but not fully. Would
you say that this demonstrates not very much resolve on your part?
I still think it's like a nice effect, like just have more card advantage in your deck than just a 4 stock ups. But it is a little. I think like the mirrors will be like like. At least like the tempo oriented matches like Mirror, Red, Prowess, Red, Oculus, well maybe like are 2 like prevalent to justify playing a ton of Rens as well right now.
Mhm.
And then post-board you can play somewhere else. So you have like enough card draw in those matchups.
Okay, but CFT, you didn't bring up the best harmonized spell that one could consider for this deck.
Okay.
Wild Ride.
I agree. Well, I can't imagine that you will harmonize it.
I agree. You might. But have you considered sending your haughty Djinn on a wild ride?
I have considered this. I think it's probably a little bit too soon. It's also very nice with Drake-Catcher, and it's almost it only sets the Drake-Catcher to 5, but if you cast another spell, then it gets 6. Then it gets to 6, and then it's really funny. But I think it might be a little bit too bad. But
yeah.
What are some other things I should talk about?
Ooh, Burst Lightning, Torch, Monstrous Rage splits. Well, Monstrous Rage isn't really like a split with that. It's just like the interaction suite where Monstrous Rage maybe is part of that.
Okay, so in this metagame, Torch the Tower is a lot better than Burst Lightning. Like, dealing damage like always matters. Against decks containing Monstrous Rage, it's a lot better to be able to deal 3 damage than 2 damage. The only problem is that like shocking your opponent's face is like kind of good in this deck as well. So I think I weight the Torch ability more, but I'm willing to split one Burst Lightning main just for like matchups where like Torch might be bad, etc.
My natural instinct would be to split the other way, but I haven't played this deck nearly as much.
I would say like without Hot Agent, you should probably like split the other way.
Fair enough.
But now like you might not need to count it. You might not be like directly counting the 20 in as many places. So, for the longest time I was playing Spell Pierce. In fact, I don't think I've played a match with 2 Spell Pierce in my deck yet. I added it just before the stream. But my current suspicion is that Spell Pierce might be really good at mirrors. So I should probably. So I felt like I should like try playing more of them.
Well, is this character development? I thought you hated Spell Pierce.
Well, like I do hate it in every other matchup. I do feel weird playing the second in the main, but like against like Omni specifically, like okay, so in the control matchup, you don't actually want Spell Pierce. You want negate, because the most important thing to counter is not actually any of the interaction. You don't care about that stuff. You care about their card draw. Obviously, like sometimes you counter an interaction, but like the most important thing to counter is like stock up, and you can't counter stock up like in the late game with Spell Pierce. However, against Omni, like this is the only reason I'm okay with playing 2 Spell Pierce in the main, is that like it's hard to stop Omni game 1, and this build is like slower than normal prowess, so it might be bad. It might be like slightly bad in the matchup at game 1. So I want a little bit more interaction for it. So yeah, it's possible like you should play like more than 2 Pierce in your 75 just for the mirror. Like you could imagine claiming that Pierce is like one of the best cards you can play in the mirror, and then you should play 4. I think this is like pretty plausible to me, but I think once you get to higher numbers, then your opponent can start respecting it a lot, and then maybe it gets problematic. So yeah, I don't know. I believe I've expressed my opinions on too much this week before, or something. Like it's really bad to it's really bad to have this card that your opponent decides when you can cast it, but sometimes you just need to race, and it's good in mirrors because it's also a Snakes and Veil. There's
not Snakes and Veil against Flood Mob, but yeah.
Yeah. Floodma is I think Floodma is just like actively really, really good in mirrors. And also against the red deck, like it's good against like basically every matchup except like Pixie specifically. And I think you want exactly 3 against like the lockdown type decks. I don't think you want the 4th, but I do want the 4th in mirrors. I think mirrors, red, etc. Like matches with big like Oculus, etc.
Yep.
It's possible. It's possible that you should play like more than 4. Like you can play like an unsummon. Like
Yeah, I was gonna ask, do you ever have considerations for playing like unsummon to bounce your own Djinns, or uh, I feel like there's some other unsummon with upside that exists, but obviously like no there's no vehicle, so like well, okay, bounce off is better than unsummon, I guess, but there's mostly no vehicles, so
wait, did oh
right.
right, bounce off is just strictly better, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Strictly
There's
better
also bonus
modulo
vortex.
modulo, my Mindslaver effects.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I've thought about it, like, but obviously, like, this, like, it does, like, really, like, have diminishing returns more than other kinds of cards, other cards, so,
Yeah. Have you ever thought
I'm
about
not sure.
playing Farah's Dispersal?
I have thought about it. I think it's worse.
Okay, yeah.
Against Oculus specifically, it's a lot worse.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That makes sense.
Um, um, what else? Pyroclasm is awkward in the mirror. But it can be, or like, it can be really nice and it can be really awkward. I don't know how I feel about it yet. Scorching Shot is a little hard to cast. You should maybe put like, I think you want some deal fives.
Okay, real talk. Is Scorching Shot better than Rebel Salvo?
I tried Rebel Salvo. I'm not sure.
Have you
But
considered that now with Djinn, there are 7 different kinds of permanents that you could have in play that make Rebel Salvo cost the same as Scorching Shot? Except one
I
in the
agree.
right instead of...
But you can never cast Rebel Salvo in turn 2, for example.
Sure. Are you casting Scorching Shot? I guess you're trying to kill a Drake Catcher? Or no? I don't think so.
Or like, for example, I don't know, like, sometimes it just comes up, like fear of missing out. I don't know.
Okay, fair enough.
You cannot cast Scorching Shot turn 2 on the draw against Preacher, but you know, it's a
Well,
festival.
not unless they did something
But
weird.
it's also hard to cast like. It's hard to double solve Rebel Salvage turn 3 or whatever. Like, obviously, like.
Have you considered the line, shadowy backstreet, surveil preacher into the bin, helping hand preacher, to which you play Scorching Shot turn 2 on the draw to kill a preacher?
Okay, everybody keeps making fun of this the green black deck, but shouldn't it be good against this deck? I don't know. Anyway, about 20 versus 21 lands, I agree that it makes sense to play 21 with Djinns. Is there anything else I want to talk about?
I can't think of anything.
Okay. Do you want to play some games?
Yeah. Oh, I guess you could talk about, like, how do you feel about any amount of artifact destruction, like Abrade, Fire Annihilation, or Dread Mauzyre?
My current belief is that it's fake, but I could change my mind. I don't know.
Yeah. Specifically, Abrade might get nicer if people are adopting Drake Hatcher, but it's not a perfect plan.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the claim Fire Annihilation might be nicer if people are adopting Haughty Djinn?
Okay, so what you should know is that I have not lost on ladder with this deck yet. Granted, I only played like 10 matches or whatever, but and I have lost some focus testing matches, but you know.
Well, let's try to change that, or maybe not, but you know. Would you say that it's more it would be better to lose some matches than to on ladder than not, just because it would, be a learning stream?
Sure. Also, thanks Candice Sminkle for the raid. I believe, is that like the first raid we've ever gotten?
I don't think it's the first raid we've ever gotten, but I don't know.
Thanks for the raid. I hope you had a good stream.
How do I? There's like something you can do. Slash shout out? Yeah. Ah,
Okay.
they were playing Spell Table EDH. Or no, they will be playing Spell Table EDH. I don't know what they were playing. I thought that's what shout out did, but yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I agree we've definitely gotten systematic raids before. Um
How do you feel about just slamming this Djinn?
uh
I understand that it doesn't trigger our cutter. However, it does put a Djinn on the battlefield.
so hmm. Sorry, I was busy looking at other stuff. What happened last turn cycle? We played a cutter in we played they played a Swift Spear and then we played a cutter or something.
Yeah. And then they played River High Bridge attacks half.
That makes me suspect like a spell pierce or something. I don't hate slamming Jin.
They could like double shock it or whatever, but I think that's fine.
Definitely no blocks.
What do you think their hand is?
Stock up.
Oh, fair enough. That makes sense.
My assumption is that they A don't have cutter in their hand, B do have stock up in their hand, though now, they no longer have it. They probably don't they probably just don't have any 2 drops. My guess is they might have like blue spells, including a spell pierce or something. Like
That makes sense.
they might have had like sleight of hand, spell pierce, burst lightning,
Mhm.
maybe a monstrous rage in there.
How do you feel about the spell pierce? Do you think we should keep it?
It's good against Cutter. What is our plan? Are we gonna like burst lightning this Swiftspear? Is Swiftspear?
We could also just rage and then try to double spell again on their turn. I don't know if that's good. Because then we
I
probably won't be able to double spell on our turn again.
huh. I think it's better to be able to double spell on our turn again rather than double spell. Like, yeah, I agree. We're not going to double spell on like all of the turn cycles, and I think it's safer to
Mhm.
like burst lightning this Slispier now rather than later. Like, and I think we're supposed to hold rage because we might need it to trigger cutter,
Yeah.
but
I don't know. Yeah. Okay, do you think we should pierce this?
yes.
Okay. Time lock or something.
It means that they can't make a monk with it this turn. Like, even if they pierce back, they can't make a monk with it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, death
Surely,
tuck?
uh, sure, yeah, certainly with the sleight of hand, but I'm pretty sure they were dead.
Okay, so
This is going to go to 8 right now. And then when you cast the monstrous rage, you're gonna get +1, +1, +1. So you could 11 for. I think you were
oh,
actually 1 off before, but
so land 1 mana spell, I guess.
yeah.
Not that it matters. And then rate something, and then
This is lethal.
okay.
Yeah. If just Flood Maw Rage would have been, I believe, 14.
Mhm.
I guess there's some argument that we shouldn't have played Pierce because we should have held it on for our turn so that we can, uh, like pierce our own spell for lethal or whatever. But
Mhm. Oh, right, I have an extra card for the matchup right now. I guess I'm gonna like You can see that there are some types of games where Djinn is just nice.
Well, I would describe this game as our opponent didn't do anything.
Yeah, but like
Okay, let me put it another way. A ham sandwich will win these games, right?
What will win these games?
A ham sandwich.
Like, I feel like Howdy Djinn was like uniquely good at winning the game. Like, do you think that Monastery Sister would have killed them in this game? Or do you think like?
Can I submit the answer yes?
You can certainly submit the answer yes. I'm not sure I agree.
I'm pretty sure Spirit would have killed them, given that we would have like gotten an extra cutter token as well. Right? We cast Howdy Djinn on turn 3 and didn't get a cutter token.
Okay, that's fair. I'm not sure about the exactly how good or bad Djinn is in this matchup, but I certainly think it's the worst matchup for Djinn. So
I don't know if Basic Island would have killed them. Probably not. But I don't know. Like I mean I agree with you that like there are spots where in this matchup where Howdy Djinn will probably be nice. I just don't think this was actually an example. Or like not an example of it being like uniquely nice versus a card.
So this hand is a little bad, but it has Drake-Hatcher.
I have not played like at all with or against Drake-Hatcher, so I don't actually have theory around it.
Okay, so what you should know about Drake-Hatcher is that if this is on the play, it's a sneak. However, I'm not sure how I feel about it on the draw. I'm going to keep her for science, though, I think.
Okay. On the play, it's a sneak because they can't deal with it, and you'll like connect and make a Drake or something.
Yeah. Probably we will test up because just to look for something to do.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like Drake-Hatcher on the play, turn 2 is very hard to defeat. On the draw, it's a little easier to defeat. I mean, we do literally have a Drake-Hatcher.
If you think about it, that's kind of like a Drake. That's kind of like a tutu, you know?
Okay, obviously, if they have Floodmaw, this rage is not good to keep. However,
how do you feel about the statement? If they have Floodmaw, we're in a pretty bad spot, anyways.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Like specifically because we drew another, we have a lot of lands in hand. Alternatively, I could make the argument, it's a spell, we have a bunch of lands in hand, I don't know if we have the luxury of being able to not keep it.
Okay, what you should know about the situation is that they should have attacked first. Okay, let's make some drakes.
How many drakes would you say we are going to make?
So currently it will probably be 2. Should we keep this? I like that it's any spell.
I do like that it's any spell, yes. I kind of want to keep any spell.
It's not the best spell.
No.
Like certainly in this situation, I'm much less. I don't think I would actually counter to try to like.
Yes, I agree with that.
Cutter, right?
I agree with that.
Given that, I don't think there are that many things we will get to solve here. Therefore, I feel like I want to bottom and look for like I don't know some real spells.
Okay, we could do that. I'm a little worried that we need to be keeping any spell though, but. It's possible, actually, we need to dig towards our stock-ups at this point.
Yeah.
I think that's actually pretty reasonable. Like, with the reasoning, now that we have gotten our Drake-Hatcher hit in, we just need to wait, find our card velocity at some point. We don't need to, yeah. Like we don't need to like draw like mediocre spells before then or something. Could be the argument.
Yeah, part of the problem is that Celsius is like kind of barely a spell in this situation, you know?
Yeah.
Which certainly implies some things about, this claim that I made at the beginning of the stream where I said that Celsius might be really good in the mirror.
Mm-hmm. I assume we're not bouncing this Swift Spear.
I agree.
Do you think Spell Pierce would have been good here?
Um,
I kind of
I
think
guess?
so. I feel
Yeah.
like piercing their talent would have been nice.
Yeah, I guess so. Fair enough.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I claim
I
we
feel like this
should.
game.
Hmm?
Hmm?
Oh, I was gonna say I claim we should not play our Spire Bluff, and instead just play untapped lands.
Oh, just for information reasons? Fair enough.
Yeah, like I would be very surprised if we played the card Spire Bluff onto the battlefield, or if we played our fourth land after this turn, this game.
Hmm.
I guess like they are setting up to get back stock up, so like it could be a bit of a longer game. Ooh, if they level up Talons, are you bouncing it?
Hmm.
Probably not, but it's funny to think about.
Hmm. We could we're probably using Plasma on this turn, but I think it like might affect their attacks or something.
I
I feel
think,
like I'd rather like
yeah, I think I would wait on it. For
yeah.
example, one thing that they might do is like attack with their 2/2, and I think it might be good to block their 2/2 with Drake Hatcher. Like if they attack without casting a spell. Okay, never mind. Like if they just attacked without casting a spell, I might block the 2/2, and then when they go to cast a spell, like bounce it.
Mhm.
And like maybe it saves a little less damage, but I don't know.
Okay. I guess it's probably legal to block.
Do you think that we can get? I don't think we can get away with not blocking. But or maybe we can. Like okay, let's say they have a spell. First of all,
Then
I don't think that we're going to kill them next turn, right?
yeah,
Okay, let's say they have a spell they can cast here. If we don't block, we're going to 4. Right?
yeah.
Basically, I think that if they have a spell they can cast here, we're in a pretty bad shape.
I think our path to victory might involve not blocking, and then okay, fine. Okay, well, it seems like they have a spell. However, in paper, we wouldn't know this, so let's make let's make the paper play.
What is this hovering over 2 creatures?
Okay, well, I don't think we were winning this game regardless of what we did. Kind
I
of.
agree.
I'm not sure if this really implies something about how we mulligan, but okay, let's run it back or something.
I mean, maybe it implies that we shouldn't have kept because it had 4 lands in it, but I don't think you're supposed to be that
Yeah.
extreme. Like, well, specifically, it had 4 lands and it wasn't like super nice as a hand.
Yeah.
You know what I think it implies?
Hmm?
It implies that cantrips have costs.
I mean, yes. Would you rather have Bushwhack and Analyze in that hand? So you would know to mulligan?
One might argue maybe, you know? Like, I'm imagining that hand and I'm like,
Yeah, I mean, like, basically, like the problem was that we kept the hand on the Smith as Draycatcher, and then the Draycatcher was indeed quite good that game. However, we just didn't draw enough spells to make up for it, you know?
yeah. I'm a little worried that the Draycatcher was, like, not actually as good as advertised. Anyways, this is a hand with Draycatcher on 2. I hear those are good.
We don't have any cantrips to go with it, but it'll be fine or something.
It's okay. We can flood. We can. We'll play Draycatcher turn 2. They'll play. They'll play Cutter turn 2, and then we'll go. Bounce your Cutter, torch your fish. Also known as a plan with no flaws.
I have been wondering how often you're supposed to bounce this Cutter. It's probable the answer is almost never.
The better question is, how often are you supposed to bounce Cutter in response to their first spell?
Wow, a Draycatcher. Okay, let's have a good turn or something.
I do enjoy good turns. One good turn deserves another, certainly.
Okay.
Wow, choice. I do love choice.
I believe I just want to torch.
I agree.
How do you feel about that one?
I like that one.
Okay. I like that's any spell.
Yeah, I like that. It's even a spell that, like, oh no, lets us get back a spell. You could. It might even be 2 spells. No, Nora. What I'm talking about is that I enjoy using the axiom of choice.
Okay, would you say Draycatcher N2 was good that game?
Yes, I would say that, but also our opponent mulled to 5. Also, I would say that that's only one of the Draycatchers on 2 was good that game. I am also pro-choice, just in case anyone had doubts. But I was more specifically thinking of the axiom of choice.
Okay,
I would like to keep this on the basis of it has the card, you know?
Classic having the card, mulligan reasoning.
Do you think this is Omni?
It could be Omni. I guess like not many people play blue-white or blue-white control.
Are we? I guess we're supposed to cast the opt because of Haughty Djinn. And I guess we do have ways to double spell already, anyways.
You could argue for holding it. I think I prefer casting it, but
yeah. I think if we didn't have the 3rd land in hand, I would maybe advocate for holding it, but
played around this, I guess.
So it looks like it's probably Omni.
I agree.
Would you say that Djinn is good or bad against Omni?
I think it's pretty good. It's a little awkward against Dispersal, obviously, but
Yeah.
like it's good against Lockdown, which is
I,
one of their primary ways to fight you.
I don't think this is eyeballs. Yeah, okay, this is Omni.
Well, it could technically be Eyeballs. Okay, it's Omni.
Wow, we have so much interaction in hand.
Much to consider. Okay,
Wait,
should we cast
like,
this? Okay, I guess our plan should be cast 3 spells at their thing.
I, we maybe should, our plan maybe should be Ren's Resolve, and like, if we hit a land, we still cast 3 spells at their thing, but like, more importantly, we resolve Ren's Resolve.
Okay, should we? I'm wondering if we should try not to attack.
Well,
Or is that
I would want
or
to
is
see the
that
Ren's
something?
Resolve first, if we decide that
Okay.
is, if we decide that is the resolve that we're going for.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
interesting.
Well,
Um, what does that mean
I do love a face-up spell pierce.
for a situation?
Does that mean we should attack?
Are we going to counter dismissal? I might
Maybe.
want to, honestly.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm not going to play my land first.
I agree.
So the thing is that three things is a lot more likely to, or a lot less likely to fail than 2
Yeah,
things,
I
right?
agree. 3 is a lot less likely to fail than 2. Like this turn, we have spell pierce, so it's like probably fine. Like they could have another spell pierce or something to pierce our pierce, but it's a little unlikely.
Mm-hmm. And I guess we could have considered just countering this
I don't.
because we're probably just going to lose this pierce. But
Well, the thing
at
is,
least
like,
it's time.
okay, it's
definitely
hard
time
to
with them.
it's hard to fully lose the pierce because like we can still cast it on our next end step.
Okay, do you think you should counter this?
I think that we should cast pierce
Okay.
and force them to like tap out or something. Like certainly, I don't think we're gonna have a
do that
better
much.
pierce than this.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Okay. It was so piercing that moment was going to be like a better exchange than using this pierce like this, surely. But obviously, they could have done something. They could have cast a Playlist instead of Sokka.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Like we can't pierce the other thing because then they can just possibly kill us. You know.
Yeah. Okay, so the first spell we should cast is Floodmaw. Probably?
Why?
Because I assume they will, like, do something about it, and then we can... Sequencing these... Like, obviously the one we want to work is Torch.
Well, the thing is, it might be a 3/3.
I agree it might be a CC. However, we have just shown them Soul Pierce. You know?
I agree. Yeah. Also, they might cast second Omni from hand.
This is true.
It's a little less likely that they will because they nice because they okay.
Okay. So in that case...
We let this resolve. I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
Like killing Omni in
I guess
response
so,
doesn't do
yeah.
anything. We want them to commit a spell to the stack and then cast. I would cast. So the thing is, we really need Floodmaw and the other Omni to resolve. So I guess we want to first. It's really hard to beat a counterspell here. So I think we're just supposed to torch. Okay. I don't think there's a reason to Flood Maw first. And then now we Flood Maw. Oh, okay, yeah. I guess that's a reason to Flood Maw first.
Wait, what do you mean by this?
Well, okay. I mean, I think if they're playing well, they like it doesn't matter because they'll try their hardest to counter the Flood Maw most of all.
I'm not sure what this is referring to.
The reasoning is if you Flood Maw first and they just let the Flood Maw resolve, then you can go like, then you have 2 removal spells as opposed to just 1.
Oh,
But I think that's not that relevant. Anyways, we're probably gonna die next turn anyways.
I agree. They certainly cast a lot of spells. Sure that if they found second overloads by now. So I guess like we know they don't have a counter spell, but I guess they just do have second Omni in their hand though.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Well, we might as well cast our spells, right?
I guess so. Didn't worse than switch out here? Like we couldn't cast any of our spells on our turn.
Well, maybe we could have cast it if it killed them, you know?
I suspect we could not. You know?
But maybe their hand is just Omnis.
Somehow I doubt it.
Wow, that's a card that isn't named Omniscience.
Okay.
Oh, that's not a good sign for us. Okay, we should probably concede.
Well, we could kill the Stani in the third phase.
That doesn't do anything, though.
Okay, that's fair.
Do you think we're gonna win after they pass the turn? Also, they can just find another Abuelas, you know?
Okay, fair. Okay, so let's bring in some cards that do something. Well, I'm not sure if this card does anything. So here are some cards that are good against lockdown. This one. I'm not sure how I feel about Rage. It's a matchup of Racing type, but it's also not. I'm pretty sure Hatcher is one of your worst cards. I'm not sure if we'll actually get to cut it.
I assume we're just not trying to act. I assume we're not trying to interact after Omni has been put on the battlefield.
Yeah, I don't really want to do that.
Do you want to interact with Grand Abolisher?
Probably a little bit. Let's keep like
Surely
one or two or something.
Surely we want the burst.
Shit, yeah. Okay.
I wouldn't say I know how to decide here.
Let's just not bring the Rels. We have Djinns. It's kind of like better Rel.
Mm-hmm.
And I think probably 3 Plasma.
Sure.
I think this is a fine keep on the play, and
Okay.
because we can stock up to look for interaction.
Do you think that on turn 4 we will cast Djinn stock up?
I doubt it, because then we can't interact. But we could, depending on what's going on. Okay, let's keep that.
I agree.
Let's just attack them.
Yeah, 1 point is 1 point.
Yeah.
I wonder if against these new Omni lists you should Stonebrain Meringue River Regent. You probably that's probably not correct, but
Nor was saying that this kills them.
well, you can still play like the large abuelos, bunch of cards in hand kind of game.
You notably yeah.
Like
So they draw their deck, but they have to pass because otherwise.
the reason to Stonebrain Regent is to make it is if your theory is that if you do that, then they won't draw their deck.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, they have Force of Victory, not Abolisher. So maybe we should have a different castle.
What are they about to flash back? Just like stock up, probably, right? Maybe dispersal. Okay, well, something that we can pierce sounds like the answer.
Okay, I think I want to cast stock up.
I agree. Like, I know against Old Omni, you definitely don't really want to pierce. Want to Stonebrain Invasion. Like, it's much better to just Stonebrain like Omni.
Okay, how do you feel about take Resolve, stock up, and then cast play Mountain, cast Resolve?
I like taking Resolve with the plan of casting Resolve. That seems good to me. I think the cutter is not that necessary here.
Yeah. It could be Swift Spear, but
sorry, I mean that we already have cutter. It's fine.
Mm-hmm. We might not cast the cutter. We'll see.
It's probably a good amount of damage. I would definitely pierce this if they actually cast it.
Mm-hmm. Wow, they actually cast it. Okay.
They're dead.
I agree.
With negate backup.
Okay. Do we want to change anything?
Do we want Torch instead of Burst because Voice of Victory?
Sensitive verse makes less sense.
But you're not sure if you want to ever try to like bargain Torch?
What if I claim that if they cast Voice of Victory, I'm gonna bounce it? Obviously, it doesn't obviously, they can spend 6 mana to kill us, but
That's fair. Also, you could claim that if they cast Voice of Victory, you will have a Ghost Vacuum.
Yeah. Certainly that is the downside to Voice of Victory over Grain of Ultra. I'm not sure which card is least bad. I kind of think Val might be good. But I'm not sure. Do you think Val is good or bad against Voice of Victory?
Mm. I'm worried that we don't want to tap out enough for Ral, especially on the draw.
Yeah. On the draw, for sure, it's worse. I'm going to have the third rage, even though I'm not sure I actually want three rage in this matchup.
I gotta say, I've been a little disappointed by how large how not as large as I want them to be our hot agents have been. Are we bottoming Mount? Or oh wait, that's a Verge. Are we bottoming Ship and Reef?
Wait, you want to bottom a land?
Maybe not.
I mean, we could declare.
Should we bottom Djinn? Because it's a little. Because we might die if we tap out for it on turn 3.
What if I declare we won't die? I
then...
think it's kind of like better than Cutter. But I'm not sure I actually want to bottom Cutter, but I feel like Djinn is better than Cutter in this matchup.
Is it better in this hand? Do you want to?
Okay, maybe I do want to bottom a land. The justification is I want to take a better land off of. Wait, I want to take interaction. That's it.
How do you feel about bottom Ren's Resolve? Because it is awkward at drawing our interaction.
We only have. Our hand is not very impressive with bottom Ren's Resolve. Ren's Resolve is a little awkward in this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, I agree our hand is not very impressive if we bottom Ren's Resolve. It's also not very impressive if we don't bottom Ren's Resolve.
Okay, I'm going to bottom the Djinn, but I think it's wrong.
Okay.
It's too I'm going to bottom the Djinn because it's too complicated to figure out. Yeah, it seems like the least costly one to bottom. Kind of. Okay, I assume I just want to cast this because if we find more Kansas, I want to like dig further.
Sure.
Okay, nice.
Are we doing the plot slick shot thing?
I think it makes sense to plot slick shot so that we can double stall next turn.
Wait, we can double spell with vacuum next turn.
A good point. Okay, I guess we should just cast.
Yeah.
Slick shot.
I like cast slick shot. You could think about not attacking.
Like,
you could think about plotting because they might do this.
Yeah, I feel like I just don't care. This is gonna get the. It's gonna be good eventually, right?
Yeah,
like,
and this is like
it does weapons on their mana, but inefficient compared to like Moment of Truth, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
Do you think they will Abuelas their Rolling Dragon Storm?
Maybe. Okay, well, want to play Cutter Vacuum? Or do you want to play 6-star Vacuum? Probably Color Vacuum.
I guess this is the real downside. If we had plotted, then we would be able to not cast Vacuum if we felt like it. Because it is true that you just don't want.
Wait, having a vacuum underneath a lockdown when we have Floodmaw in hand isn't that bad.
That's true.
Like if they lock down next turn, I'm fairly happy just going Slick Shot Resolve, right?
I guess that'll probably work out.
And I definitely
We
want
should.
to Slick Shot Resolve this turn, or if you draw a cantrip, I'd rather that, I guess. But
Okay, this discarded Moment of Truth, which implies the hand has lots of that kind of stuff. Huh. What if I still want to play Slick Shot Resolve because it's more damage?
Slick Shot Resolve is the
Oh,
same amount of damage, so I want to play
okay.
that because I'd rather. No, I think I want to play Slick Shot. I guess maybe not. Slick Shot Resolve is better into is arguably maybe it's not even better into Lockdown. Okay, sure. Let's play Cutter Resolve.
Complicated. I think it's the same amount under Resolve, under Lockdown as well, but maybe if we had spent more time doing some
Oh
math.
no, it is better to have the Slick Shot end up under Lockdown than have the Cutter end up under Lockdown, because when you go Flood Maw, you would rather cast the. Oh wait, no, you would rather cast the Slick Shot than the Cutter. No, it's still the same. Maybe. Okay, I think it's mostly all the same. Is how I describe it.
Okay, I will say Ren Resolve is very awkward in this matchup specifically.
Okay, but what are they gonna do? Die?
Well, like, how are we going to cast two spells next turn if they play nothing?
Oh right. You can't cast that with no target.
Indeed.
I think I missed an explore. I got distracted.
Oh.
It was like a long time ago. Yeah, Sharkbird redeemed Explorer like a long time ago.
Oops.
Okay, well let's explore now. Um
Sure.
Sharkbird, your Explorer finds a Yargle sleeve. Not like Yargle the card, a Yargle sleeve. Somehow there's just an empty sleeve sitting on top of your deck. That's probably marked cards.
Hmm.
Sophia redeemed Hydrate.
Also, I saw the Redeemed Explorer as well.
Yep.
Hmm. Um.
Okay, the second Explorer finds a Regolith mining license.
Hey, I almost remember what that card does. Probably don't. Maybe I think of something different.
Do you want to equip Cutter attack? Or actually, do you want to plot Slick Shot attack?
It kind of seems like we should plot Slick Shot attack.
Should we also equip Cutter? I kind of feel like we should
Um.
also equip Cutter. We can't die, right?
I guess it can't die. Yeah. Okay, let's equip Cutter. Wait. Why aren't we just casting this?
Oh yeah, maybe we should just. Mostly, I think that the plotting is not to play around stuff; it's to like double spell.
Yeah. But like, if they cast Lockdown, like, what gives them
Plotting
a
is
fish?
for if they don't cast Lockdown. Let me find
Okay,
it
so
out.
if you deal 5 damage to them, they'll be at 6. So I feel like they'll probably have to cast Lockdown, right?
Okay,
Maybe
fair enough.
not. Okay.
Fair enough. I don't know.
So classic, I don't know. Lockdown. Okay, well... Okay, I guess it was just better, because now we miss damage. But maybe the damage won't matter.
Wait, no, we don't. Well, we miss
Because,
damage last turn, yes, but we don't like just pure miss damage.
no, we missed damage because if this was under, then we would get triggers from we would get Slickshot trigger. But here we don't
Wait,
get
no,
Slickshot trigger.
this is in fact more damage still because we go.
Oh wait,
Yeah, the Slickshot is never seeing this first Flood Mob, but we can cast it as our second spell.
yeah. Okay. Surely they will die.
I agree. Maybe they have like
Yes.
3 dispersals. Or like 2 dispersals, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, get lost.
Okay.
Now should we cast Floodmaw?
Probably. It's also possible that we should not cast Flood Mod because, like, them going to 1... We could try to think that them going to 1 is good enough. I'm
Yeah.
not sure if that's true. I feel like
Yep.
if they have Dispersal, it's, like, pretty good for them either way, so I don't know.
Yeah, Floodmaw enables itself on the bounce lockdown turn. It does not enable itself on the. It did not enable itself on the turn before that.
I like that if the opponent had a bargain spell, they could prevent us from casting the second Flood Maw.
Okay, what should we bottom?
Land. I think pretty easily.
Huh. You're really willing to bottom the third land. It might be right.
Maybe I don't like this Haughty Djinn card because I really want to bottom the third land.
No, to be clear, I would propose that we might bottom Haughty Djinn because we have the better bet.
Yeah, that also checks out.
But I think it might be.
We're on the draw, right?
Yeah, we are on the draw, which makes bottoming land better, probably.
Yes. It definitely makes bothering land but better.
I would not bottom second slate in the same.
I think Nor thought we were going to 5.
No.
Nor just wants us to bottom an extra card just for fun.
Maybe Nor saw that our opponent multi 5. Okay, let's. Well, it seems like they might cast a removal spell. However, so we could like save this to try to deny them their play next turn.
I think I would cast Slate.
Okay, let's slate. Are we taking land? Okay, but let's take. I think stock up and then declare it'll be fine.
Yeah, I agree with take stock up. After all, our Haughty Djinn will make it cost 2 mana, so we can cast it off for our 2 lands.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely said a true statement.
Okay, it seems like this is like the control deck or something.
Something like that.
Let's play cutter, I think.
Yep. To be clear, I wanted to cast Slight so that we hit our. It was easier for us to hit our third land.
Like the idea with not casting turn 1, talent on turn 1 is that like they're kind of likely to, or like I thought it was going to be white black pixie or absent pixie or something, and then we could deny their turn 2 because they didn't cast anything on turn 1, and so they probably have like a removal spell. Do you think we should double spell, or do you think we should cast stock up?
There's also the question: do you think we should cast Haughty Djinn? I think the answer to that is probably no, but
I agree.
I think that we can stock up.
Okay, let's stock up. Are we taking land though?
Quite possibly.
Okay, I guess out of it. They are a deck of. They do seem to possibly have lockdown in the deck. I kind of want to take land Floodmaw. I guess we should take Slate Floodmaw. That's probably better.
I think I'd rather take land Floodmaw. I don't know. We have a talent in our hand and another stock up in our hand. I could totally see using 6 mana.
Yeah. No. Like the idea is that it might be short term better because then we don't have to like commit our 3 mana spells anyway. By just casting 2 slates. Or like, I don't know. I don't want to commit this talent to lockdown anyhow, right?
Wait. Should we play like Djinn Slight?
Oh, I don't want to commit. They haven't even cast removal, so yeah, this game.
Okay, fair enough. Do you want to play stock up Slight or Slight stock up?
Stock up. I think I like Slate stock up. I think I want to just take talent.
Yeah,
it'll be fine.
I don't know, if you told me that their deck had no copies of Go for the Throne, I would take Haughty Djinn.
Mm-hmm. But I kind of imagine that the deck has Go for the Throne. Right?
Well, maybe they don't. You never know. Okay, I've been proven wrong.
Okay, I want to take land.
Yeah, fair enough.
And this frees up our next stock up to not have to take land.
And also lets us, activate our talents a bajillion times.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I want to play Djinn stock up.
Okay.
Specifically because it's mana efficient.
I guess that makes sense. We could like dream with this Djinn, like try to cast it after our opponent has to use all their removal spells on their cutter tokens. But
that seems unlikely.
I don't know if it's that unlikely.
Okay, let me put it this way: if that is the direction the game goes, I think we are favored.
Yeah. Okay, let's take. Is Pierce good?
I think Pierce is good.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know. They have like Maze by Tome in play. Like,
isn't that a reason that Pierce is bad?
Not necessarily.
Like, it literally costs 2 mana to activate it. So it's easy for them to cast a spell and have 2 mana left over.
Sure, but like, that's assuming that they have the spells that they need to cast. Right? Like, if they feel the need to dig, then like it makes the Pierce better.
Okay.
I want to take the Pierce because I think the game will. I think that at some point in this game we will be able to cast the spell Pierce for some value.
What if I just would rather have the other spells anyway?
That's fair.
Like, we don't have that many spells in our hand right now, and we do have. So being able to just cast a spell might be nice.
How do you feel about the claim that the talents both count as 2 spells? So we do have a lot of spells in our hand, and actually the talents count as infinite spells because they get back stock ups.
Yeah, but like they're not that good at double spelling because when I activate it, I want to get back stock up and not like any other spell, right?
Sure. But like they are 1 mana spells, so like it's not actually that hard to double spell, and the Swift Spear doesn't do that much.
Like, I would say in the short term, I kind of want to use it, right? Like I imagine next turn I will go Swift Spear talent level talent.
Oh, sure. I guess I was imagining you would cast Cutter next turn, but I guess that plays a little into lockdown.
It's possible. Maybe we should just cast this card next turn and just having more. It's claimed that having more stuff under the lockdown is good,
Mm.
which it might be.
Scry 1. Classic, don't turn on your verges.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Basically, my argument with Pierce and Tome is like they're gonna have a lot of cards in hand. They're gonna have spent like mana to inefficiently draw them. They need to like catch back up, and like Pierce prevents them from doing that. Like,
Maybe you're right. Okay, let's cast Clutcher talent, level talent.
we can't do that.
Good point. Um, what should we do then?
How do you feel about?
Okay, how do you feel about talent attack, level talent?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Okay, I think I like it.
Oh, we should surveil
Uh,
first.
oh, wait. Oh, yes. Oops, sorry.
I mean, I assume we keep most spells on top, but like
You never know. It could be like Torch.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's probably they wanted more than 4 Skylines or something.
I would actually assume that it's a wild card issue more than anything
Hmm.
else. Wow.
I see.
I guess rewarded for taking our line. Wow, imagine if we like just like had a spell pierce here that we held up.
But we have held it up.
Yeah, we played a top land. We could have just held up spell pierce.
Oh, fair enough.
Wait, do we want to play Swiss
Uh,
Spear?
oh.
I kind of want to play Swiss Spear.
Do you want to cast all our spells?
Well, I feel like I wanted to cast a bunch of spells this turn.
Yeah, okay, let's just cast all our spells. Like, I guess we cast this first.
Yeah.
And then I feel like we'll just cast the talent, probably.
Yeah. I want Flood Mod Talent.
Sure. And if they lock down us, it'll be fine.
Yeah, if you think about it, Flood Mod Lockdown is a loop in the same way that Flood Mod Lockdown Talent is a loop in the same way that Talent's Town is a loop.
Hmm.
I'm not wrong.
I agree.
I see. I guess we're going like Talent Flood Mod the Ketramos or something.
Yeah. Sure that this kills them.
Yes, it does.
Okay, let's opt first, I guess.
Sure.
That doesn't really help. It's fine. I guess it does help, right? Because now we can talent and then equip.
Yeah, in fact, we should have cast the Talent first.
Oh, whoops. True.
They are comically dead, though.
Hmm.
What is gin and juice? I don't know what that's a reference to.
I also do not know what this is a reference to.
Okay, miniature catfish has been confirmed to be 100 years old.
Hmm. Okay, so here are some cards that are bad in the matchup. I guess these are obviously worse in the matchup. And then we can cut two from. I guess Rage is probably better.
I agree, Rage is probably better.
We could have.
Wow. Did you know that Ghost
Also have
Vacuum
Scorpion.
says did you know that Ghost Vacuum says target opponent draws a card and loses a life?
Well, you can also use it on your turn to have to make it so that there are fewer cards in the graveyard.
Wait, why do you care about cards in graveyard?
In case your opponent also has a Ghost Vacuum.
That's not.
Probably will not do that. Okay, I think I want Scorching Shot in case they like cast some cards like they're definitely going to cast like at least Beza.
Yeah.
And I'm worried about them casting spells like a Preacher or a Shieldred.
Sure.
Is the actual reason.
Fair enough.
I agree. I did not play GTA 5.
I also did not play GTA 5. I think that the proper name of this deck should be Worlds 2022.
Well, I would say like in the past, Howdy Djinn decks have been a lot about like using the 1 mana discount and then like holding up a 2 mana counter magic and like being very efficient about it.
Yeah.
This deck is more casting Howdy Djinn as like Tarmogoyf.
Uh-huh. So what you're saying is we should play Enigma Drake.
I have thought about Enigma Drake, but when I thought that like maybe you want more than 4, but
How do you
I
feel
think
about the claim that okay, obviously this is somewhat unhinged claim, but how do you feel about the claim that 1 red blue is easier to cast than 1 blue blue?
I think it's not really. Our deck
yeah,
has like
it's
literally
pretty not real.
2 mountains. I guess we already. Drawing Mountain Verge also doesn't result in having. I guess like Verge is a way to have 3 mana but not red.
You mean, but not blue
Or
blue?
not blue.
Yeah. So I swear there was some other thing that was like Hottie Jin, but isn't Hottie Jin, and also isn't Enigma Drake in standard. But I can't seem to find it now, and it's possible I was hallucinating.
How do you feel about the card Eluge?
What?
Eluge.
Oh, that one.
I don't know how to pronounce that one.
I think I pronounce it like deluge without the D. You know, so it's Aluge.
I guess that is what the name is referencing. Fair enough.
I don't think that's that much like Hottie Jin.
Oh, hold on. It's the Malik Puric Blast combo.
Oh yeah. That's the card I was remembering.
What you should know about the Melic Fury class combo is that it's like actually kind of an interesting win con for control decks. But okay, which way you bottom? It might be Djinn again.
Classic bottom Djinn angle.
Yeah, like the thing about Djinn, like my claim with Djinn is certainly not that like it is better than Cutter. Like when you have Cutter, often you just don't need this. You know,
Mm-hmm.
the point is like is that it's the best thing if you don't have Cutter. I think
Okay, let's bottom Djinn.
amongst the other cards. You could also argue for keeping the Djinn if they're a deck that's good against Cutter stuff, but
Yeah. But sadly, we are in closed deckless hell. I guess LCQs are closed deckless.
They sure are.
I might play, like, if I were to play an LCQ, I might just choose to play Prowess instead of Otters, honestly. I think open versus closed deckless is like a big deal for Otters.
I think you're overestimating this open versus closed deckless thing.
Maybe.
Like, it's one game. Okay, how do you... I guess we should just cast...
Can we just, like, cut or burst them?
And where did their deck of temporary lockdowns tight? But maybe
yeah, but, like, we force them to have temporary lockdown faster or something. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. We can do this.
CFT is LCQing due to a mishap of not realizing that they were not already qualified from PT reasons.
I assume that since the upcoming PT was, I was qualified for the upcoming PT that I was qualified for this RC, but this RC does not qualify for that PT. It calls for the PT after that. Okay, I think they have lockdown, but they're looking for a third land. Okay, I guess not.
Wow. Face down card. I love face down card.
What is this? Just
wait.
Gatekeeper, probably?
Yeah, it's probably Gatekeeper. I was gonna say maybe they're Quint, but they have a Mazebind Tome in play, so they can't be.
Yeah.
I think CFT is planning on going to Hartford, but I'm not.
I will go. I might go to Hartford. There's some things I need to work out before I manage to get to Hartford, but I will probably also LCQ Hartford if I don't qualify from this.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to resolve because it's easier to double spell, or not really?
I'm not sure if it's easier to double spell. It's kind of a complicated math question.
Wait, okay, maybe we should stock up.
Okay, let's cast stock up.
This might be an interesting math question to like think about at some point. Wow.
Yeah, it might even be like an important question to know.
Yeah. I could like run some equations or simulations. Okay, I guess we're finding out what it is.
It's Gatekeeper. Fair enough.
What do you think they're using Gatekeeper for?
Probably over the misverse reasons.
Fair enough. Wow, it's a Beza. How dead are they? From a scale of yes to not really? So if we go Swift Spear, Ren's Resolve, then they have then like we have 6 2-power things, and then if we
I can't imagine this not being the right line.
Yeah, so I believe that if we find like burst or I guess we only have if we find Flood Mod, they're dead. If we find like red land spell red like 1 mana or like land 1 mana spell, they're dead. You know?
Okay. Not quite dead.
Well, they're not dead. They go to 1 though. So I think we should do it.
Yeah. There's maybe some argument for like holding the Swisher or something.
Oh yeah, I think yeah, it was better to it was better to was it?
Like face up and like if we knew Monster Change on the top of was on the top of our deck, it might have been better. But
Yeah, I think it was better to first play Resolve then Swift Spear. Like
I guess
worst
it's only
case,
one damage.
yeah. Worst
Yeah.
case, you miss one damage, which is unlikely to matter counting wise, and then if you hit something better, it could be lethal.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think it's
And now,
specifically if you hit Monstrous Rage.
yeah, and now if they have lockdown, it's kind of a little awkward.
It's okay. Our Haughty Djinn is good against lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they're flickering Beza.
I guess so. Wait, that's that.
I
That's
think
a
it.
fast flicker.
I think it's a fast flicker.
Yeah.
Oh, it flickers tapped though.
Oh.
I think. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
They
I
seem a
assume they
little
will
dead.
die. Okay. I assume we'll board roughly the same way, though. Like they did just show us some cards we can torch.
Do you mean one card we can torch?
Yes, but they did just play multiples of them.
Do you think they're keeping it in?
Oh. Okay, fair enough. Well, it does like answer a cutter. It's not very good at it doing so, but you know.
Yeah.
I think Rage is better in. Okay, I guess we don't need Split Shot in this matchup, and then Rage is probably like good in this matchup because they're gonna have like tokens.
Sure, yeah.
Arena, please.
I do love a good arena please moment.
To be clear, it's more like a computer please moment.
Oof.
Wait, is Baldur's actually good against them?
My guess is no because it doesn't counter Beza.
Wait, do you think they have the card Enduring Innocence, and we should keep Torch?
I have no idea.
Okay, let's sort it out and find out. I guess. Okay, Gatekeeper does trigger Innocence, kind of.
Yes. I don't know. Overall, I don't know how to model their deck because I don't know how to model the decision that, causes you to want to play that deck. Kind of, you know?
Hmm. Okay, let's bottom Rage, I think.
Sure, I like that.
It's just like the worst card in the hand. Okay, let's lead
Nice.
on Talent, I think.
Yeah.
And then I think I'm just going to plot this off and never play it.
There's also the line of try to find third land. Okay, how do you feel about play show off now?
Oh, how do you feel about Talent and then opt on their turn?
Oh, that's better, yeah.
Oh, okay, let's cast a spell.
Voice of Victory. They're probably playing Innocence.
Hmm. Okay, let's cast Howdy Djinn, I think.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, let's cast stock up. Do
Yep.
you want to plot, or do you want to hold the negate?
I'm curious how you're planning on casting the negate.
On their turn.
I'm curious how you're planning on doing that. There's a voice of victory in play.
Oh, right. Okay, what should we do? I think we should take Sleight of Hand, at least.
Wait, what if I claim that talent is better? What if I want to take talent land?
It's surely not better.
Oh, I guess not. Well, I was thinking that talent is kind of like stock up, and it doesn't matter how slow it is because there's a high noon out.
Hmm.
Okay, we have 2 talents already. I like taking slight
Yeah.
land.
And
Lands,
then flop the show off?
yeah. Specifically, I want the land so that next turn we can go like slight buyback thing.
Yeah. And then we can't attack with both, obviously. Or yeah. If they attack us with 3, it will be fine.
Yeah, I agree. I doubt that they will attack us for 3.
Do you think they're an acro deck?
No.
Okay.
They're playing the card Maze Mind Tome, I would like to point out.
Oh, fair enough.
Wow. They are
Okay.
really victorious. Wait, they chose to top a card that wasn't a land. Interestingly.
Hmm.
Anyways, let's cast Sleight of Hand.
We could instead cast show off.
Uh, hmm. What if I want to try to find a Flood Maw to bounce this High Noon at some point and like really go
Okay,
off?
fair enough. Wow, it's a Floodmaw.
Wow, nice.
Oh, I guess we can't do this on their turn.
No, but it's fine.
Okay. Let's attack, and then level of a turn stock up, probably?
Yeah. Talk Up only costs 2 mana.
Mm-hmm. Also, if you do some math, you will find that it's better to return something other than stock up, but I assume it will be fine.
I think that there are too many things that could happen to like do that math right now.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, they could cast a Beza.
Mm-hmm. Hedron Archive. Ah, I see it's this deck. I actually know this deck. Cool.
I don't know
Okay,
this
but,
deck.
let's go them.
You can't
I
just
think
say it's Heated
it has
Archive
Ugin in it.
like I'm supposed to know what deck that is.
It has Ugin in it. It's the
Okay, fair enough.
point. I would not say I know many things about the deck other than it contains Ugin. But
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Let's Sleight of
okay,
Hand first. Or
okay.
wait, actually no. Maybe it was better to stock up first. It's fine.
It'll be fine. They're definitely dead, right?
Wow. Yeah, I agree that they're dead. Stock up. Try to. Yes, they are dead.
Flood mod, pierce it, negate the pierce. Is the most damage.
Sure. I don't think we had much time to learn about Porosugin now.
Mm-hmm. Classic player on Dismember. Have we been able to play it an abnormal number of times? Or is that just not true?
I don't know. It's been
I think I
way
want
too small of a
Lance.
sample size to actually care about, or to actually say anything about, certainly.
Okay, let's discard. It's complicated.
Pierce?
Well,
Do you think we're going to hold up Pierce next turn?
I don't think we're gonna hold up Pierce next turn, but we might hold it up in turn 3.
Like, what if we
If they
pierce
cast
the Nightmare
Lockdown.
next turn? Is that unhinged?
Just cast no spells? I guess we could do that. I don't hate it.
Discard Torch?
Yeah. Okay,
Like,
rewarded, kind of.
yeah, I kind of feel like, I guess casting no spells is bad into, like, 2-mana spell.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's a
yeah,
little bad.
probably we should just cast Cutter.
Yeah. And, like, hopefully we can, like, hold up Pierce for lockdown,
Yeah.
if possible. Okay.
Do you think
Well,
we should discard land?
And maybe we should discard Pierce at this point. And just hope they don't have lockdown.
Sure.
I must say, I'm not a fan of Pierce so far. Okay, let's cast 2 spells, I think.
Yeah.
I think let's hedge a little bit, I think, right? Take opt, torch, and then just attack, pass. Or
I feel like I'd rather just like cast Drakecatcher.
Okay.
Like, I don't know. If they have lockdown, they have lockdown. I don't feel like this is
Yeah.
the time to hedge against lockdown.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay, let's guard torch.
Yep. Like, I might want to just like say you don't have lockdown, which seems to be the case.
Okay, you don't have lockdown. Let's cast 2 spells.
Yeah. I think demonstrably they don't have lockdown, by the way.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, how do you feel about the fact that that will definitely be discarded?
Oh.
So we should like try to find a land.
Well, it does prevent them from, like, doing such things as spending all their mana and not playing Nightmare.
Okay, fair. That's fair.
There's maybe higher equity, but I'm not sure it's higher equity. Like, if we do hit a land, it will be, like, kind of good. Like, eventually, maybe. If we ever draw a stock up. But yeah, presumably they will cast the card some hero Clearing.
Yeah.
So it's not actually that good against lockdown at the top if they also have a land. Discarding instant or sorcery is also better than discarding Djinn. I think I vote bottom, but
Okay, yeah, I like bottom.
It's close. Okay, great. It didn't matter probably.
Wow, no Kieran.
Wow.
Are they just being like greedy? Okay, now they're doing that. I see.
I see. Should we make a 2/2?
Is there a reason not to?
Well, the Arc Queen does have text, but
Well, yes, I understand. But do you think that who do you think is the beatdown right now? I guess is the question to ask here.
mm-hmm.
Wow.
Should we alpha? It's 8 damage.
Don't you mean 7?
Well, it's 8 damage if they kill the Drakecatcher.
Oh, sure.
Or probably 7.
I like attacking. We're not like face up dead, right? Or anything.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it would be a little weird. I think attacking now makes killing next turn meaningfully easier.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like pretty hard for them to like do something 3 times, I guess. Like I could definitely see 2 times happening here. 3 is a lot
Mhm.
though.
Oh, playing land from hand with Mega Runner? Oh, yes, definitely. Whoops. Okay, it's fine.
Well, let's try to find a spell.
Uh,
Does that even do it?
might not.
Common Hadijin L.
In comparison to,
So sphere?
yes. In comparison to Slick Shot, no.
Fair. Well, I mean, we take 2 spells. I don't know what else we could do.
Fair enough.
Uh, is it fine anyways? I think it's not fine anyways. I think they go to 1.
Yeah, so should we just not attack then?
I guess we just don't attack then. Oh, how do you feel about the line equip cutter to 2/2? Because one of the ways that they face up have the like or not face up but
Oh.
it prevents a bounce effect from like directly killing us.
Do we even kill them next turn if we do that?
If they attack, I think so.
But what if they don't attack?
Well, then we don't need to block. Like,
No,
okay, certainly.
do we kill them next turn if they just make a 6/6?
They'll be at 9.
Yeah.
Uh,
I suspect the answer is no. I'm gonna play talent.
wait. I think the
I
answer
would
might
be
have been
surprised if they.
yes. Sorry, I think like we probably needed to draw something, but I think the answer could be yes.
Oh,
What was in
is
their
that enough
graveyard?
equity? Is that enough equity? Maybe it's enough equity against a bounce effect.
Like the thing is that this gives them like 7 draws at the very least that like directly
Yeah,
kill
but like
us.
I don't like that. It face up says that we lose up unless we draw something. Okay, we have that though. Okay, I guess we rejected this with the fifth line.
Yeah. Either way would have killed us.
Mm-hmm.
I needed to see how big the Hottie Djinn was to figure out whether we had lethal, for the record.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. I think Swister is good in this matchup.
Seems like it would have been better than Hottie Djinn at that exact moment.
Mm-hmm. I think Rage is a little bad. I think Show Off is definitely bad because they have all these like 2/2 and 2/1 players. Ah! That was not the button I meant to click.
Whoops.
It'll be fine.
Well, it'll be fine.
Some people play Tony lands anyway. Wow, it's a lot of land.
Um,
Not a great hand.
I
You do have a
don't.
surveil.
I don't love this hand except for the fact that our opponent's deck contains the card Hopeless Nightmare.
Yeah, I kind of want to keep. It'll be fine. We have a surveil land or something.
Sure.
Maybe they'll cast Duress.
I don't think they
I
cast
will
the
say
rest.
Jaycaster is not necessarily amazing in this matchup because they are black mana based, but there are cases where like you can protect it, but this is obviously not one of them. Do you think we should hold this?
Let's surveil first.
Okay. Okay, let's hold it, I guess. Right?
Well, that one's a little more difficult because, like, what if we opt into like stock up?
Then we'll be fine, probably, you know?
Well, okay, but, I don't know. Like, it I think there's a very real argument for casting it.
I think
Because
there's a real argument for casting it.
okay, let me put it this way: if our opt doesn't find anything, we might be cooked anyways. I'm making the opposite argument.
Yeah, but like it will be an XSL forever, right? Like down the line, we might
Sure. Okay, I
need an
guess.
XSL. This is only bad against Duress, but they've already failed to Duress us.
It's
So.
also bad against streams.
Wow. Much to consider.
I like that I specifically chose to point out the difference between duress and dreams.
Okay, well. I think we might need this one to win the game.
I certainly like keeping it on top.
Okay. Do you think we should cast it?
How do you feel about yes?
Okay.
Choosing the wrong door always.
Okay, how do you feel about level talent?
Yeah, I like that. I kind of want to level talent and then probably level talent again next turn, and that's our
Well,
plan.
I don't like that they have a Lorraine in play and cards such as North Ring and Pixie in there.
Yeah. I guess that's true. Do you want to opt end step then?
I think so. Yeah, but at least we know that like even if we had cast the first cut, it would probably have died anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's too dangerous to level talent.
Is it that bad? They
could just hatch here and now.
Well, yeah, but we get to pay 6 mana to force them to pick up like their Loran and like replay it, right? It's like kind of like we're paying 6 mana and they like pay some mana as well, but we have more mana than them.
Okay, that is true. Okay, let's do it.
But like, it's not like we need to like play a card out of our hand, right? This is just a free thing.
Yeah. Okay, well they did have it.
Like I understand that this is the likely outcome, but like, is it better for us if they, like, is it better for us if they pick up Nowhere to Run instead? I'm not convinced.
Well, like, you could argue it might be better to level it later once they committed to not doing this, you know?
Sure. You could also argue that this now like makes it harder for them to like deal with a cutter if we find one. But I don't know. It's hard. Well, we should probably cast our Haughty Djinn.
What else should we do?
Slight?
Should we cast Slate? Let's cast Slate.
Wow, very similar cards. I vote
I
we
guess.
take Burst Lightning.
Yeah. Okay,
After
let's
all,
cast Hydrogen.
it's the only one that gets discounted by Hydrogen.
Hmm. Okay, the Ledge have Momentum Breaker,
Yeah.
but such is life.
It's unfortunate that we can't gift ourselves a fish.
Camball. Right.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I'm glad we took Burst Lightning.
Well,
I guess
I mean,
we're not
also,
we're not making any tokens anytime soon. So
yeah, also I would like to point out that this is a classic case of Hydrogen being good against something that our opponent plays against Cutter.
Mhm. Wow, it's Hydrogen. I assume we should keep that.
Yeah. Wow, am I gonna be impressed by Hydrogen? The match right after I was. Wow, that's so many Hydrogens.
Okay. Are they lives have nowhere to run or not really?
I kind of want to just torch their thing, just to like torch their thing.
Well, the problem is that they might have another Kieran, but so the
Yeah, well,
timing
we
on it
could
is a
like
little
spend
awkward.
both of our spells
Oh, fair
theoretically.
enough. Okay,
In that case,
that's torture thing.
yeah.
Okay.
They also don't
Do you
give
want to
me
just
second Kieran vibes, but yeah, I want to just attack with Hydrogen and then cast two more. I don't think they can
Yeah.
deal with it.
So, they probably don't play Data Judgment or anything.
I think
Probably.
did they cast Anoint this match, or was that some other? No, that was
I
a
think
different. That was a different
yeah.
opponent.
Do you think they have the card Temporary Lockdown in their hand?
I don't think we'll find out.
Okay, I guess we need to like Flood Mob this and not. Okay, certainly we should not block.
Why shouldn't we burst it?
Well, like
Because we can. I guess because we burst face. Sure.
Yeah.
Or burst the Kieran that they play or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we're gonna cast Burst Lightning for 2 mana to deal 4 damage? We should do
I guess
it.
it does make.
No, you can't let them have. Okay, nice. No. You have to cast Burst Lightning for 4, for 2 mana to deal 4 damage.
What if they do something? I'm too
What are
worried
we
to do that. Okay, have we learned anything? I kind of went scorching. They probably have like shoulder or something, right?
Maybe.
Maybe not.
I have no idea.
I mean, it's definitely better than Flood Mods. Like,
Sure, yeah.
Flood Mods like battle against their deck is just like important for dealing with huge things, which I'm afraid of the Arcane. So like, I'm not sure exactly how many I need.
Well,
how
Scorching
many
Shot is
demons would
certainly
you-
worse
we count?
than Flood Mod dealing with Archfiend.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's the card I want to cut. Notably, we were 2 cards over. You know?
Oh, right. I forgot about that. You heard it
okay,
here
do you think
first. We won that game, so 62 is optimal.
Okay. How do you feel about various cards I'm dragging here?
I'm not a fan of Spell Pierce in this matchup. I think that's the card I really don't like here.
Okay. Interesting.
Like, I guess it counters Annex and Lockdown. I just feel like there are a lot of places where it's really awkward.
I feel, like, isn't it nice on turns turns 1 and 2? Like, obviously the game is not just turns 1 and 2. But,
Okay, I would be willing to play 1 Spell Pierce.
Okay. What do you think is the worst card in our deck?
I don't know. Maybe Scorching Shot.
I just started thinking it has like Soldier or Preacher.
Okay, maybe it's Drake Hatcher.
Okay, it's probably Drake Hatcher. Well, I don't know. Slickshot like does have some use cases. Okay, this seems like a good hand in the matchup, kind of.
Yeah, let's keep.
But like, it's not perfect. Like, I think it's like Nightmare into 60, and then we'll be sad a little bit. But
Yeah.
otherwise,
Do you think they're gonna Dreams us? Momentum break.
okay, that seems fine. I guess
Well,
technically should opt first,
yeah,
but
I
you
agree.
know. Okay, that seems good.
I agree.
Probably.
Well, they have a momentum breaker in play literally, so we might not play it that soon. But
Yeah. It'll be good eventually, or something. Okay, let's cast Resolve, I think.
yeah.
Creature Hearthstone wants to do this.
Wow.
Okay, well.
Can we discard the Spell Pierce from Exile? How do you feel about discarding Torch so that we can take spells off of our stock up?
Okay, I think that's probably right. Not perfect. It's possible we should have saved the Renses off and just done nothing.
Yeah. I was thinking that there aren't very many bad hits. I forgot that we have these cards in our deck.
Yeah, do only have one of this card.
Yeah, well, I did forget that we have some of cards of that kind of type. How do you feel about taking Slight as the second spell?
I think it's right. They do seem like they might just cast Arcfiend and then we will die, but
Wow.
okay, well,
How large would you say our Djinn is? Not large enough? Okay, great.
well, what if we should play it? Oh, I guess like literally against Momentum Breaker, we should probably like get some tokens in play first.
Yeah, that's the issue. I think I want to go Cutter, Slight, try to hit Floodmaw.
Okay, well we have just put 2 Floodmoths to the bottom.
Yeah, I wasn't considering Floodmaw enough, certainly.
Okay, should we just cast this?
I think so. I think we need to find the next Floodmaw. Wow, if we find a second one, we can team up.
Yeah. The problem is that if we don't take Slate there, like we also need to draw something to make our stock to make our Floodmoth useful.
Yeah.
Okay, it seems like we should cast like Djinn Talent probably.
Would
We
you
could just
say
hope
that?
they have no.
Oh, okay. Have you considered that? Oh, we can bargain Cutter to kill the Soulstone if they have nothing.
Oh.
Or bargain talent is better, but yeah.
Okay, so let's Djinn Talent, I guess.
Yeah, and they have nothing.
Surely. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. No one respects these black mid-range decks, but like, I don't know. I'm scared of these cards. They seem kind of powerful against us. I don't know.
Do you think we should torch the Pixie?
Well, I like that we are dead regardless of what we do, right?
Wait, how are we dead?
This deals us 4.
Oh, right, yeah.
So let's continue.
Okay, I thought you had a plan to survive. I just believed you.
Well, okay, I've now lost a match on ladder with this deck. To be fair, I did not realize we were dead, and it's like I vaguely realized that we were dead, but not like actually realized we were dead until.
I think I might want this to be our last one. Or we could end on a low note and end with the one loss.
Let's lose again, and then end on a lower note or something.
That's the spirit. Would you say that we also have a plan where our plan is to lose and learn?
Okay, so our hand has 2 cantrips and cutter.
I would never keep
So it
this on
could
the
be a
play.
key.
I think you can consider this on the draw. I'm not
I
sure.
think it might be a case on the play.
I don't want to specifically because you have the 2 haughty Djinns.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it's like too likely that you need to spend your cantrips finding lands, and then like you don't have anything to like power these cutters. You know? Would you say that this is a opt is better than slight moment, or not really?
I feel like generally like
Because we're
okay, maybe in
topping.
this specific.
Because like we're putting any non-land to the bottom, right? Generally.
Yeah. The problem is that the opposite slate thing, the instant versus source thing also matters, but I guess in this situation it's probably different.
Yeah.
I think resolve is better in this
Sure.
situation because like if we hit our second land, we might. Yeah.
That makes sense. Anyways, opt versus slight is just yet another thing to ping Julian about for this deck.
To be clear, the rule with 1 land cantrips is that if you have cutter, you can consider keeping. You also need 2 cantrips, probably.
I assume we're playing cutter here.
I agree. It's not a perfect plan.
I think we're about to see the haughty Djinn is a blank card in the mirror kind of situation.
Well, in this game, probably.
Yeah. Okay, so we should opt first, right?
Yeah, we might keep like shock or Floodmon maybe. Okay.
Are we casting second cutter or resolve? I kind of feel like we need to cast resolve. And that I could imagine a turn next turn where we don't cast cutter.
Okay, fair.
But I can't really imagine one where we like don't cast resolve.
Okay,
Like,
let's attack.
Yeah. Specifically, I'm thinking of the like kind of triple 1 mana spell kind of turn. You know.
Yeah, like one could argue maybe this is not a keep because of the 2 Djinns.
Yeah, I think in the blind you can keep this. I don't think I would keep this in the mirror.
I think I agree. Okay, well,
We seem to be somewhat dead.
I agree. Let's cast 2 1 mana spells.
Yeah. Maybe our opponent will have nothing. That happens
Good.
after you cast stock up, you know?
Mm-hmm. Should we make any attacks?
Uh, how do you feel about the claim we're not beating anything, and therefore we should assume they have nothing and attack accordingly?
Okay, what is that? Well, like, can we beat one spell, for example?
I think we can beat one spell. In which case, I think we should attack with like two things, not the one on the cutter.
Okay. I think this makes sense intuitively to me.
I guess this loses. No, we like always lose to burst lightning. I'm pretty sure. Because like if they only have one spell and it's burst lightning, then it goes to our face, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay, that's your only spell opponent. Darn, the opponent did not believe my claim of it being high noon.
Hmm. If the mirror is the most common matchup, you can keep in the blind. Like, I feel like in basically every other matchup, it's probably a good hand.
Yeah, like you, even if the calculation is like what like let's say like 30% of the time it's the mirror and it's bad. I think 30% is like a little bit of an overestimate. I expect more like 25. Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's bad. And then if you think that 30% of the time it's bad and like 70% of the time it's good, like obviously you need to think about like the degrees to which it's good or bad also, but like, that might be that is like, more likely than not a good trade.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's cast Cutter.
Nice. We drew our good card. I enjoy drawing our good card.
I agree. Do you think this is a spot where we should bounce the Cutter? Surely not, right?
I assume not.
Yeah.
Like it literally gives them a fish.
Okay, let's keep that.
Yeah.
Do you think we will torch on their turn or our turn?
As in torch nothing
Well,
on our
I
turn.
assume they will. And our turn next turn, I mean.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I thought you were asking the much more the much. Oh, I didn't like taking this because double blue is a little hard.
Well, I think Dreamcatcher will be very hard to beat. I guess we could just cast it. I feel like I'm not gonna cast it. I feel like I'm not gonna cast it, and then we can dream about 5 mana or something.
Uh-huh. I think like that was a spot where you could consider like in response to the Ren's resolve bouncing the Chorus Steel Cutter
Hmm.
for the record.
Okay, I think I would like to save all my spells for our turn to
I agree.
for Prowess.
The theory is that Djinn might be good against things that aren't the mirror. I am a little dubious of this theory. CFT believes it more than I do.
I agree. I believe it.
We had at least one game where they were nice.
I think they're just like among the cards, Swift Spirit, Show Off, Drake-Catcher, like among the alternate sets that you can play. I think Djinn is the best one against every matchup other than the mirror.
And
Um,
where otters counts as a mirror, for the record. I'm
uh,
not joking, by the way. But
okay, so
sure. How do you feel about talent kill their things?
how much damage does it deal? Like uh, 3 is 10. Can we just try to kill them?
Oh, sure. By like trying to find a spell. Sorry, a land.
Yeah. Hmm.
Lol.
Okay,
I
that's
think
not
that's.
that useful.
I think that's worse.
Okay, I'm gonna. Uh,
I agree with talent. I think Floodmaw has more flexibility.
should we just attack and not use our card?
Uh, no, I like using our card.
Uh, should we like hold it? I kind of want to hold it thing
I
back.
don't. I'm not at all worried about dying. I want to kill them.
I'm a little worried about dying.
That's their whole turn to cast those two spells, almost.
What if they cast Justice Spell and then like 2 relevant spells?
We're not gonna. It's impossible for us to die. I'm fairly certain.
I'm fairly certain it's possible to die.
Like, I'm also not sure that we wanted that on top.
Okay, I agree. It'll be fine.
I'm worried that this 3 damage will matter a lot.
Hmm. Okay, it may matter. Okay, maybe I threw. I don't know.
I think you threw. I think it's like fine.
It's a little not fine.
I think we're still in a fine spot.
Okay, considering I didn't cast a spell, do you think we can cast a Pyroclasm?
No, I would
Or,
like to cast Djinn bounce their thing. I think it's just better to like cast 2 spells this turn.
okay. They're pretty light to have Spell Pierce.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, that's Spell Pierce.
Like it's good for them to spell pierce this and then get Pyroclasms next turn, you know?
Mm-hmm. So, like, they may not get Pyroclasm, you know? Should we attack? I guess
Yes.
so. And then we're just not gonna block, probably? So, we might need to block.
Again, I don't think we will need to block. They have like not very many cards in hand.
Card is true.
Like the way that they generally at this point, the way that the most likely way they cast a lot of spells is going like stock up spell, right? If they cast 3 non-creature spells, then they'll be attacking with a 4/4/4/4/3/3, right? Theoretically, like that's like the best case in which like monstrous rage would kill us out of that. But like if we didn't block, but there are many other cases, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we can evaluate whether we're blocking when it comes to it, but like against this, we're definitely not blocking.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well,
Like their last card is definitely Monster Rage here, but it doesn't really do much.
mm-hmm.
Puts us to 5.
I guess we could have not shown the pyroclasm, but it's fine.
Do you want to know a nice property about Arena with this deck?
Hmm?
Did you know that Arena stacks the triggers in the suboptimal way?
Yes. Uh, you want the prowess trigger to resolve before the cutter trigger.
Yeah. Very relevant with Pyroclasm, actually.
Yes.
I think throw is like an appropriately strong word because I think that we went from unable to lose the game to very able to lose the game.
Okay, I think this one might be a keep again.
I don't hate it. In fact, I think I like it.
We don't have any removal, but we have the classic 2 lands and a cutter, and then 2 cantrips and a cutter, and then we have some stuff that impacts the board.
Mm-hmm. What do you think we're playing on turn 1?
Opt.
Okay, good talk. Let's say Opt was a land. Would you play? Would you? Do you have a heuristic of Swiftspear or Talent?
I should.
I believe that generally a good heuristic is to play Swiftspear over Talent on turn 1. In those cases, are we just playing Cutter or?
We could go.
I kind of want to play Cutter. I think.
It's like inefficient, kind of.
Well, the thing is, if we don't hit a land, then we can't trigger Cutter next turn. If we don't play Cutter right now.
We might play like Talent Opt.
Yeah. If we don't hit a land off of the Opt. I feel like that's like one of the ways we lose.
I think there are many ways we lose.
Well, yeah, but I think that, like I said, I think that's one of the ways we lose.
I don't know if I like this way. So, like, the complicated part about Talent or Swiftspear first is that, like...
Okay, do you want to hear a mathematical argument?
Wait, which one did you say?
Swiftspear first. Also, shouldn't we place... I guess maybe we want to double opt? I kind of want a Swiftspear opt, but that might be a little greedy. I think it's fine, though.
Wait, the term was just equip?
Yes.
Okay, I feel like they have removal spell. I would like to find land and then play a creature and then try to raise the removal spell. I guess they could have into Flamara.
Okay, sure. We can opt. Yeah, that makes sense. Anyways, the mathematics. I think they might have Pierce also.
Okay, let's play this creature.
Sure. Yeah. The reason why you want to play Swiftspear. What?
That was wrong. It's fine. Okay, should we just cast a spell?
I think I just want to cast a spell.
Yeah.
The reason why you want to play Swiftspear first is when you play Swiftspear, you attack for 1 on turn 1, right? So you get 1 extra damage in compared to Talent immediately, and the extra damage you can get from holding Swiftspear is by, like, on the turn you're casting a lot of spells. Like, if you on the turn you cast Swiftspear, if you the second one, like the later one, if you cast a Talent, then you can't immediately attack. Whereas if you cast a Swiftspear, you can immediately attack.
Mm-hmm.
So in some cases, like let's say you went Swiftspear and then 3 spells, then you're immediately getting in for like you would be immediately getting in for like 4 extra damage that you wouldn't be getting in there. But the thing is that like the thing is that instead you could like. if by casting Swift Spear first, the talent will trigger the Swift Spear naturally, assuming there's no removal. Removal makes things weird. And then if the talent triggers a Swift Spear, that makes up one of the damage. And so if you just did Swift Spear plus 2 more spells, which is much more likely, then it's equal. 1 point because 1 point from the extra point you get early, 1 point from it triggering, and there's some other thing with I remember there being some other consideration as well. So in general, it is better to cast Swift Spear first, unless you think you're going to have a really big turn when you would cast a Swift Spear later.
I feel like that's kind of the main thing Switcher might be in the deck for it. Yeah, it's like I don't think it's very rare to have a turn where that will occur.
Well,
What should we do?
how do you feel about no blocks?
Just go to our turn.
Isn't that better?
Okay, I guess it could be better.
Is your idea to off rage on their turn?
Yeah.
That
Obviously,
seems
it fail to work, but then you get a token anyway. Yeah.
that seems a little bad to me.
Okay. I think now I want to go Hatcher Opt.
Okay.
We probably could have read this Pyroclasm and maybe done something different to play around it, but that seems good.
Mm-hmm. Are we casting it?
No.
Because we're
I
holding
just
up
thought about
Snakeskin
it.
Veil.
Yeah. How much should we attack with?
It's better to attack with the other ones than that one.
Yeah.
I think that's fine. I think with Rage in hand, it's not that hard to produce lethal.
Notably, I suspect Rage will fail to work when we cast it, but
Yeah.
maybe not. Hard to say. I think they have second Pyroclasm, maybe. Does that make sense? I don't know.
The other thing about casting Swift Spear before Talent is that Swift Spear's body is more relevant. The difference between the 1/2 and the 1/1 is more relevant when it's the only creature you have. Right?
Hmm.
Later, your opponent can probably choose to interact with one of your 1/1 prowesses instead of your 1/2 prowess. But in the early turns, they kind of have to choose to interact with whatever you cast, right? And sometimes this interaction is they play something that's like a 2/2, and then you can attack with your Swift Spear where you couldn't attack with your Otter.
At second Pyroclasm. Let's cast our spell. I don't know on what. Should it be to
The
save a
natural
thing,
thing
or
is on on a tapped thing to save it.
I agree that's a natural thing.
I like that they
Should
made
we
a
be
monk.
okay? Well,
Okay, now are we casting it on the Hatcher because it lets it survive Pyroclasm plus Torch?
I agree.
How many spells do we have in our graveyard?
Uh, this is a 5. What do you think they should attack with?
I don't know what's in their hand.
That's fair.
I
Yeah, you can think
suspect
about
that
the
they
card
should be
file for us.
attacking with like 2 Swift Spears or something.
Okay, surely not, right? Okay, so let's
Well,
block
2 Swift
this.
Spears is better than this attack.
Is it?
Is it not?
I guess so. I guess so. Okay. Um, I wait. Do we have outs? Well, we definitely have outs to kill them if we don't if we don't block. But
I think I like this block.
okay. Okay, let's lead on Slate, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, does that kill them?
Uh,
Um, no.
no, it does not. But it's pretty good. I would take it over stock up.
Okay, I guess we should just.
I like torch bargaining and then like hold up Pierce.
Do we keep a land?
Uh,
I kind of assume it will be good, right? Like
sure,
they
yeah,
will
we can keep a
literally.
land. Oh, yeah. I forgot the hasting the Djinn in thing. Yeah, let's
Yeah,
just attack with Hatcher and not the monk also.
yeah. And then with the Spell Pierce, it will probably be pretty hard to die.
Yeah, I think we could have also attacked with the monk, it just kind of didn't matter.
Yeah. Okay. Um. Yeah, I mean, I agree that was not like the best possible showing for Djinn, but I don't know. I've had really good experiences still, generally. So I will be registering these. It's
Mm,
possible I should only play. It should be like a 2-1 split instead of three in the main, just for mirror reasons. But I'm not sure. And I
mm,
think I still like Resolve, even though like obviously in that one game Resolve failed us, and also in the Omni matchup Resolve failed us. But in that one game in that one game against Black White where Resolve failed us, I think we maybe should have just not cast it or something.
I do kind of feel like we had Resolve fail us a lot more than it looked good. Like, a lot more.
Hmm. What other times would you say that it failed us?
Uh, well, I would say that the time where it, like, revealed the spell pierce off the top versus Omni was, like, a second time versus Omni where it wasn't a complete failure, but it was, like, kind of sus. I would say that the time where, like, it obviously failed us against Black White that one time. Wasn't there, like, another time where we...
I'm worried that we cast it like a number of times and we didn't like notice when it was good. Because it just drew 2 cards and it was good.
Okay, what I would like to say is that, like, I agree that there are probably many times where we didn't notice that it was okay. I
No,
don't.
like it's very important. I think like it's just like not only having these. I think Hearth Elemental is worse because you like just cannot cast Hearth Elemental turn 3.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't want to replace it with Hearth Elemental. It might be that there isn't anything to replace it with.
Yeah, I'm like
Uh, have you
yeah.
considered
This isn't a
Charter
response to chat.
Course?
Is that legal?
Charter Course is definitely illegal.
I mean, I have not considered Charter Course. It doesn't really go up cards.
It's a little bad with Prowess. Um, but like, I don't know. Like,
Okay.
Okay. You could also consider
Oh, right.
Unending Whisper, but that's pretty silly, I think.
Yeah, I think Whisper is worse than Resolve.
Yeah, like my problem is
Having
my
played
problem
Resolve.
with Resolve is that we now have all these Hottie as well.
Yeah, but like sometimes it will be fine, right? Like
Yeah, but sometimes.
also in the other order is fine, and this is like the natural order you want to cast yourself anyway, right?
Yeah,
You want
fair
to cast
enough.
your card draw. You want to cast your card draw after you cast your action spell.
Sure. Okay. It's like probably fine. I just like I'm a little worried.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say these games like got me to decide I should do anything about my deck. I think so. Obviously, this split is not very scientific, but well, it's a little scientific. I have thought about this and I came to this split.
Mm-hmm.
But
So what you're saying is that we have learned nothing, and we will learn nothing.
much to consider. Do you think we should play Otters tomorrow?
Sure.
Let's play Otters tomorrow. All right.
Are we playing anything on Thursday? I am judging a weekly event on Thursday in order to be able to give cards to someone. So maybe not Thursday.
Okay.
Also, I assume you're traveling Thursday, so.
I think I will be settled by that time on Thursday.
Oh, okay.
But if you're busy, then yeah, maybe not Thursday. Anyway.
Okay, well, thank you all for watching. We'll be back tomorrow, probably with Otters. We'll see.
Mm-hmm. We'll see.
Oh, but for now, let's find someone to raid. You can check out our VODs on YouTube.
Have you considered cards Raycatcher and Otters?
Someone in the Sanctum Discord was considering it as we were streaming.
Nice.
I'm worried that like it might be really bad sometimes. I don't know.
I have a different question. Have you considered the card Monstrous Rage and Otters? It's for the same reason I have Monstrous Rage in my sideboard.
Have you considered that Otters plays Song of Totentowns for that purpose?
Have you considered that Song of Totentowns is not Snakesville?
I think it's a little too narrow there.
Okay.
Have you considered that Otters can literally play Snakesville?
I understand. But Monstrous Rage deals 3 damage.
Anyways, let's erase this to Magic. They're also playing Prowess.
Sure.
Go tell them that that Hottie Djinn is a messed up card, and that's definitely what we learned today. And there were no problems with it. But yeah. Bye.